Hello, y'all. I started on this new software that's supposed to help me do podcast and videos and make it real easy. So I'm practicing. I'm practicing on this video, first one, just kind of messing around with it. But I'm gonna title it the 80-20 rule in marriage. This pretty much applies to everybody. So we're gonna go over the 80-20 rule. So y'all go ahead and get ready. I'm just messing around, y'all. But so what is the 80-20 rule? The 80-20 rule is when, and it's not scientific, it doesn't mean it's necessary exactly 20%. So it's talking generalization here, it's not literal. But basically, there's 20% of something that you may not like about your mate. We're not talking about immorality, we're not talking about adultery, going in people's DMs. We're not talking about moral stuff. But 20% is something that attributes about your wife or your husband that you don't like. You wish they weren't like that, but you can't change them. That's just the way they are. So believe it or not, there's some things about Rochelle that I don't care for. And there's things about me that she doesn't care for that maybe she wish I wasn't like that. Well, what happens is if you focus too much on the 20%, the little things you don't like about your mate, it can lead to discontent and not being happy because you're focusing on the stuff you don't like about them versus the 80% of the stuff you do like about them. There's a whole lot more I like about my wife than I don't like about her. And that's the reality. That's why you take vows. That's why marriage is one of the most challenging, selfless things you'll ever do if you want to have a healthy, strong marriage. We went to a marriage seminar one time, and where the man was explaining that his wife would always leave this cabinet door open, and he would fuss at her. And she'd be like, I'm sorry, I'm going to close it, whatever she would say. But you know what happened? He'd come back down another day, and the cupboard door was open. And he said one time he blew a lid. He just was getting all bent out of shape about it. But after a while, he realized she's going to leave the cabinet door open. What you going to do? So he accepted, and now he would just close it, not make a big deal about it. So remember, there may be things that you don't like about your mate that you wish they were a certain way about, but your mate also may be looking at you and some things that they don't like. So the 80-20 rule is focus on the 80%, support the 80%, compliment the 80%. And then what happens is that mate of yours, they start feeling better about themselves, better about the relationship, and you never know that 20% might go down now to 10%. Because it's easy to change for somebody when you know that they love you and they care for you and they support you. But when somebody's tearing you down or always pointing out the 20% they don't like about you, why you this way, why you that way, once again, we're not talking about character issues. You're not going to say, well, I'm in other people's DMs and you just put up with this 20%. We're not talking about that kind of stuff. We're talking about just stuff that's just the way they do things. He always misses the hamper with his socks. You fuss at him, but he keeps missing the hamper. You want her to be a certain way. It's just not in her to be that way. That 20%, it's not bad. It's not destructive. It's just we're different. So make sure that you focus on the 80% and live in that and grow in that. And you never know. The 20 might go down. The person might be more open to changing. And so focus on the 80%. Build each other up. And that's it, y'all. This is my first little video on this YouTube. All right. Hopefully I'll get better at it, but I just wanted to practice on you guys. Anyways, God bless you guys. I hope all is well.